No, so uh, we'll continue talking about science fiction movies as being evaluated by Neil deGrasse Tyson in Star Trek Plus episode. Uh, but before, I've already discussed, this is Interstellar, and then I discussed that, uh, what risks there are for even human biology to make a long distance flight, which might take years or centuries, intergenerational space flight. I mean, of course, science can always develop methods to control the environment, but still, we don't know because we have maximum humanity has gone to the moon, which is quite proximate, then compared to Mars and another solar system, another star system, and then another galaxy. I mean, it's going to take some time, but then something which is a little bit fascinating, and which is this Interstellar, which also indirectly mentioned. Christian Nolan would add to the story, and the science enthusiasts or serious science students or professors or academicians would understand it, that Stargate and Space Portal is the most efficient, cheapest way to then increase the probability that within this century we might be able to make an interstellar travel. Yes, of course, this is this the science of traveling fast, building spaceship travel faster than light. Instead, there is Star Trek physics, simply, you know, floating. I mean, bending time and space, and then making a uh, making a flight to maybe another star system or a galaxy. That's the cheapest. And now coming back to everybody's favorite movie in 1990s, early 1990s. In Pakistan, Terminator 2, fascinating movie. It was played in the cinemas for months. And yes, Neil deGrasse Tyson is quite right about the futility of the argument. That intelligent machines, first of all, being an economist and trained in capitalist economics, I have never doubted machines. And with my exposure with ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot, advanced language models representing AI intelligence, but I think they are our, uh, um, if not assistants, they were here. These technologies are going to support humanity to build a scientific society and a society based on justice and and progress, and of course would represent themselves as great friends if we make long distance space travel, maybe traveling to another star system or another galaxy. uh, but yes, the central point of these machines would not allow humanity have certain kind of a biased opinion about humanity, because humanity and economics let them it's all about humanity and its progress, while not really taking into account global warming or things. I mean, that idea can come through that only somebody, a machine who only logics, would conclude that, oh, I mean, it's a problem. Humanity is actually the problem, because artificial intelligence, robotics, or machines are machines. Rest of humanity, rest are mammals or less intelligent species, Earth ecosystem. So it seems we are out of sync here. Something to really then know as well, maybe subconsciously or consciously, that these machines hailing humanity suggests that we might have or we might have interstellar origin, instead of really only with explaining us through one explanation, which is theory of evolution, which ground us to the realities of Mother Earth and the solar system. But another, absolutely agree, futility. I mean, machines cannot really complete the task with whatever they were conspiring. You can travel into the past, and then this kind of a Sarah Connor, going after Sarah Connor and all this, and still failing. So they can travel even more to the distant past. I mean, so it's a non-starter. I mean, it's the storyline, but it was nice effects, you kind of introduction with science fiction, and a lot of entertainment, I must say. A lot of entertainment, and especially the other movies. Very interesting concept, but really it does not really fit the science, even the basic science. But then we can have another idea, and that's how ideas come in. The what if? The storyline would then give us a clue that even if humanity would ever build time machine, we need to understand the physics of the universe to then know that the universe is an intelligent design as well. And so this our planet is even representing the fascinating science. The time machine, whenever it would build, would never allow any participation in conflict. I think there can be no war in space, and it should be true for the time machine as well. That the physics of the universe would never allow such kind of conspiracies that traveling to the past and affecting the lives of some people in the past. I mean, time machine is possible. I mean, the serious experts, science experts, could get that clue and then would have the greatest clue that okay, if that's not possible, what is possible? Okay, so that's possible, and that is the time machine, and then they could come up with a time machine really. To really, I mean, it's simple logic and analysis. I mean, these options that these kind of fantasies, which defies humanity, is social constructs for thousands of years, which is built on justice and which is built on facilitation, progress. I mean, we are already humanity has made such a brave effort to then survive the randomness surrounding our natural landscape, being parents, being from the same neighborhood, culture, being global citizens. Everybody is making an effort. Even the pure man and woman are making an effort to contribute to something. And if they belong to a household with children, they are the bravest. So, and while saying all that, can you imagine? I'm using YouTube while standing and talking some good things. There are so many more meaningful efforts which would help and change lives. These leaders would do that. Doctors, medical doctors would do that. Maybe engineers could as well facilitate that. But maybe even in this world, this 21st century, this world, modern world, even communication is a good thing. I mean, it does represent some kind of an effort, which represents my training, PhD, spending a lot of time reading things, and then maybe saying something a little bit different, but in the same words which were invented hundreds of years ago. Yes, imagine changing just places of the number, these alphabets, these words, and using some ingenuine new theme. And I'm telling some really different story about science fiction. So anyway, it's always a pleasure to then listen to and watch Neil deGrasse Tyson, and cheers to the scientific world and the scientific mind. I mean, it's great. It's always such a pleasure being an economist, especially. I mean, there is humor to science fiction as well, even in the scary moments of those movies. I mean, imagine. I mean, okay, I mean, imagine this is. I mean, even in Punjabi. I mean, Punjabi. This is expressions which might represent basic lifestyle, that crude expressionism, that with these manifestations, these octopus kind of aliens, even flying spaceships, really drives the humorous story that those aliens really would be intelligent, super intelligent, and represent an static biology, but they are really out trying to tell humanity out of fear that this complex, this most interesting story of the universe, which is represented through Mother Earth and humanity.